We have no notes.
We don't.
We're just flying.
Yeah.
We don't even know what we're talking about, do we?
We're going to start with the greeting, the intro.
Yeah.
So we know that much.
We can do that.
What is going on, YouTube?
You were so close.
Two?
You were so close. Greetings, O Earthlings.
Oh. That. Welcome back to It's a Work. And we're actually going to try things a little differently this time around. Normally we do a Raw recap, a SmackDown recap, but we had a big week of wrestling. We had NXT TakeOver Chicago II, we had Money in the Bank, we had Raw, we had SmackDown.
We sure had Money in the Bank, didn't we?
Yeah. Fuck off.
So close.
We tied.
Champion's advantage.
In the event of a tie, in our predictions for Money in the Bank, John and myself tied. So
Which means what?
title doesn't change hands in a tie.
It does not.
So still,
Your It's a Work champion, John Riddlin. Yours truly.
John Riddlin, really.
Yeah, that's right.
Johnny Fingerguns, Johnny Jägermeister, Johnny Hot Point. John Riddlin is what you're going to go with.
Johnny Pringles.
Johnny Pringles. Nick, however, lost our Money in the Bank predictions. He did not tie with us. He lost. Point blank, he lost. So Nick will be shaving his beard.
Or more like, we will be shaving Nick's beard.
That's the plan.
I would be shaving Nick's beard alone, but I think I'll be nice and let Travis get in on some of the fun too.
We did
since
tie.
he did tie me,
We
so
did tie.
we'll be shaving Nick's beard.
Yeah. With all that said, we do have a lot to get into. We are going to talk about everything that happened in WWE this week, from TakeOver to SmackDown. So
Let's talk wrestling. Put my title down. It's a heavy piece of hardware. Heavy as the head that wears the crown.
All right. So I guess we're going to start off talking about TakeOver.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to go in any particular order as far as matches or anything like that for any of these things. We didn't take notes, so we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants and hope for the best, because overall we've been pretty impressed this week.
It was a really, really great weekend.
It was.
And beginning of the week, sort of.
Yeah.
Some parts.
I mean, it's already Wednesday now, technically, but, well, not yet. It's still not. It's still Tuesday when we're recording this, but you get the idea. But TakeOver Chicago II was fucking stacked. I mean, the show started, I think the first match was the Tag Team Championships, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where we had the Undisputed Era taking on...
Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yeah, do they have a tag team name, right?
I don't think so.
No? Just Oni Lorcan, that's it?
They might. I don't know.
I feel like they do, but maybe they don't. I don't
I'm a
fucking
bad
know.
wrestling fan.
Let us know in the comments below. I don't watch NXT on a weekly basis.
Nor do I. I'd like to watch it more. I think I should start watching more.
Yeah, we should, especially considering that this is what we do now. We make wrestling videos and we don't even. But we watch TakeOver constantly, and we keep pretty much up to date on what's going on. But it was a really good tag match. It was really good.
Excellent.
So I mean, it was a good way to start the show. It kept me invested in the entire time. No title change, even though it looked like there was some potential to do so.
Yeah,
but they didn't. We kept
I think it was a pretty safe call having Undisputed Era keep the titles. Those guys are definitely hot right now. And
right.
Spoiler alert: Undisputed Era. If you are watching this and you don't want to be spoiled, click off now or fast forward.
Yeah, skip ahead.
Don't click off. Fast forward. But Undisputed Era did, in fact, lose the tag team titles.
It did to Mustache Mountain over in London for the NXT tapings over there. They lost the tag team titles. So that's pretty interesting. A non-televised event. Well, not yet. It's a pre-taped event, but...
Which is really interesting to me because apparently they're coming out with the NXT UK titles. And NXT UK brand.
Yeah.
So... should be interesting to see what they do with that and see how long Mustache Mountain hangs on to those titles.
Yeah, it should be cool. But yes, moving on from there, I mean, we had there was the women's championship match, with Shayna Baszler defending her championship against Nikki Cross, where once again baby faces apparently just don't tap out anymore. It's a thing of the past. So
It was
she
good.
passed out.
It was good. I liked the smile into the pass
it was
out.
a good storytelling for Nikki Cross.
She really likes
her character.
She really likes that kind of thing. Call me.
Yeah, nice. So that was also, I mean, that match was fine. I wasn't super invested in it. I love Nikki Cross. Shayna Baszler's still new.
I like Shayna Baszler. I liked the match. After that, what did we have?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
probably Aleister Black versus somewhere in there we had.
Dude. YouTube, help me out here.
You're nailing it.
Velveteen Dream.
Oh my God. Yeah, how did I?
And Ricochet.
Could I forget that?
I don't know how we forgot that, but Velveteen Dream and Ricochet had a barn burner of a match.
Yeah, you want to talk about a fucking good NXT, a good wrestling match. I mean, it's not, Jim Cornette's not going to like this kind of shit, but I'm all...
No, do it. What does Jim Cornette have to say about this match?
Oh, damn it. Oh, for fuck's sake, Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, let me tell you about these flippy shit motherfuckers over here. I don't like what they're doing. They're taking all this good old-fashioned wrestling, they're turning it upside down, and they're doing flips, and they're jerking each other off inside the ring. I don't like it. We're gonna have to. They wouldn't do this shit. This wouldn't fly with me down deep south. We're gonna have to do something about these flippy shit, flippy dippy fucking wrestlers. Send them out there with that Enzo Amore fucking shit face.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
But it was a great match. Indeed.
It was. Like, they were fucking everywhere, dude. Like, it started kind of slow, which I remember even saying to you, I think midway through the match, I was like, I really expected more from this, and fucking A if I didn't get more.
Yeah, they just
after
they
that.
just slapped you right in the dick after that.
Yeah, they heard me. And
Oh
they were
yeah.
like, oh fuck you, Trav.
Yeah.
And they went for it.
And they went there and they
did,
got it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Ricochet ended up picking up the win. The finish to the match was a little weird for me. Velveteen Dream went to do a big elbow drop from the other side, corner to corner, and he missed. But it was like a real long time that he laid there while Ricochet could get up and do the 630.
Yeah.
It was weird how they did it. I thought that they could have finished it a little differently from that. I mean, finishing with the 630 is fine and everything, but just how they transitioned into it was weird.
It was a hell of a jump, though.
Yeah, it was. But it was a really good match. Glad Ricochet.
The shooting star press too was excellent.
Oh yeah, fucking
that was really good.
Yeah.
After that, we had the NXT Championship match.
Yep. The only thing I really remember from this match was when Aleister Black went to kick Lars Sullivan in the back of the head and completely missed. But just out of wrestling instinct, he heard the slap of the leg.
And he fell.
And he was like, oh, I should sell this. And
Yep.
he just fell to the ground.
Yeah, and somehow he was busted open from that missed kick, too.
Yeah,
so ref had his gloves on anyway. Yeah. Lars Sullivan did not win the NXT Championship. I don't think anybody thought he was going to win it at this point. Aleister Black is too good of a champion to lose it that quickly. Which brought us into our main event of the evening, a street fight between...
Chicago street fight.
Yeah, between Johnny
Wrestling.
Gargano. Johnny Wrestling?
Johnny Wrestling.
Johnny
You can use it with anything.
Johnny Finger Guns.
Johnny Gargano taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Basically, Ciampa. Ciampa. Isn't that how it's spelled?
Ciampa?
Isn't that how it's spelled? Ciampa?
If you or a loved one suffering from mesothelioma, call your doctor and talk to him about Ciampa.
Nice. Not bad. But that was, again, another really good fucking match. Like, the whole match it made sense for the story that these two guys have built, which is just a real fucking hatred for each other.
Yeah.
And it's great to watch.
You had the really awesome air raid siren through the table, which we refer to as the Psycho Slam here.
Psycho Slam. Which, making sure he's the Psycho Killer, it makes sense.
He exposed the boards on the ring.
Yeah.
Ripped the canvas
Which really
off.
gave me a lot of
padding.
hope, and then some letdown, but we'll talk about that in a second. They did the big mega spot off of whatever the fuck it was, some kind of sound or lighting equipment, whatever the hell it was, like those big sturdy travel cases or whatever, through the table to the outside there at the rampway, which was really cool, which was similar when they had done that in reverse.
Ciampa took off Gargano's wedding ring and spit on it and threw it.
Yep.
And Gargano did not like that so much.
Yeah, so he went to punish him some more And damn if that didn't bite him in the ass. Because he would end up being the recipient of a DDT onto that exposed wood of the wrestling ring, which finished the match. And I'm disappointed in that. I'm not disappointed because they used the ring exposed for a finish. I'm disappointed because it was a DDT.
You expected it to be something bigger.
Yeah, I expected more from it.
I expected another air raid siren.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But shit is what it is. But the fucking show was stacked.
That match was storytelling at its absolute finest.
Yeah, and
if you ask me.
I don't think we're giving the show enough justice because it's not as fresh in our minds now, a few days later. But damn, it was good. It was fucking good. If you haven't watched it, I'm probably gonna rewatch it just because I can't remember everything.
Best show of the weekend.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
dude. Easy. Whenever there's a takeover in town, it's gonna beat out whatever the fuck else is going on with WWE. And that's got to eat on the main roster.
Unfortunately for the main roster, they just can't live up to that hype.
No, they can't. So let's just jump into Money in the Bank, shall we?
Money in the Bank. Let's talk about what was important at Money in the Bank.
What was important at Money in the Bank? The ladder matches.
Ladder matches were important. I don't think we need to get into this a whole lot. I think let's just talk about the ladder matches first.
Okay.
The women's ladder match was excellent in my opinion.
It was a really good ladder match, and they outperformed the men in their ladder match. And
definitely.
I think that is not that they're incapable, but just it's the way that they did it. It's not just because the men versus the women here. It's just wrestling storytelling and how they built the match and spots in the match. It was better. It was good. It was great. They fucking nailed it.
Yeah, there was hardly any downtime during the women's match. There wasn't a whole lot of setting up of the ladders for big spots and stuff like that. There was no moment in there where I was like, oh man, this is dragging on.
Yeah.
It was just one thing after another, after another, after another. It was just smack, 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 smack. And everybody got their shine in. Even Lana looked good. Match. I mean, the X Factor on the ladder, that looked cool.
Yeah, that was different.
I just
used the accolade.
Yeah. She said Lana Crush. The match was just really, really good.
It was. It was cool to me too because they didn't really structure it like how you would normally see a Money in the Bank match, which is spots on the ladders and doing it with the ladders. Like they had their fair share, but the ladders were basically there as an object to retrieve the briefcase.
Yeah,
and that's what they did with it. It was mainly for that purpose.
Yep.
Which it was. Other than that, it was just a multi-women match. The ladders weren't there used as weapons as much as they were in a typical Money in the Bank match. They were there to win, and they used it well, and it worked for that story. I like that. I thought that they did a little bit of too much of individual women climbing one after another.
And I disagreed with you on this.
You did.
I disagreed with you. The whole purpose of a Money in the Bank ladder match is to climb the ladder and retrieve the briefcase. So obviously there should be lots of climbing of the ladder trying to retrieve the briefcase. They
just did it individually in a circle for about 5 or 6 minutes. That's what.
It was fine.
Whatever. I mean, in the end, it's fine.
The match was great. The ending of the match came when Alexa Bliss took Becky Lynch off the ladder and retrieved the briefcase to become Miss Goddess in the Bank.
Yeah, there you go. Which I didn't expect. I really didn't think Alexa was going to win this one. But it makes sense with, the entire fallout of everything. It makes sense that she won. And I like Alexa Bliss as champ. I like her as Miss Money in the Bank. I like her as a wrestler. I like Alexa Bliss.
She's a great heel.
I saw somebody recently, they referred to her as the new Edge. She's like the female equivalent of how Edge is. She is a very good heel. She has that opportunistic styling, sort of, which is quite nice.
What?
What?
I'm just hoping she has a live sex celebration next week on Raw.
Yeah, that'd be some shit, wouldn't it?
I'm just going to mention right now that I'm really glad I get to keep my mustache and eyebrows. I knew I was going to, but I got to, and I feel really good about that.
Yeah, whatever. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a whole lot for me to say here, really.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. Kevin Owens, I have to give big props to him for taking the massive bump off that 50-foot ladder that he did, because that ladder...
It was huge.
It was.
Huge.
Wall.
We do not support what Roseanne Barr said on Twitter.
But yeah, it was good. He took a big bump from that ladder, which was cool.
Braun Strowman running into the ladder and breaking it.
Yeah.
That was different.
Yeah, it was something. I don't know. You know, they got to use that with Braun. He breaks stuff now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Braun Strowman won.
Yeah, long story short.
Monster in the bank.
Yeah.
And he's coming for you, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, again, I didn't expect this one either.
I don't think he needs it.
Neither do I. I mean, I didn't think Alexa Bliss needed it either, but as a heel, it makes more sense for her to have it. It's a good...
And it makes even more sense when we discuss what happened on later in the night, too.
But she, her having it makes sense to further that gimmick. I mean, it makes sense when a heel has it because they can use it to heal up and be more of a dick. It's great. But yeah, Braun Strowman has it, and he doesn't need it. He's a monster. What the fuck does he need it for?
He's going to kill anybody without needing it.
Yeah.
So,
but he has it.
He has it, and he's coming for Brock Lesnar, and that's fine.
Yeah. Last man standing with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. For me, a match of the night.
Definitely.
Which I thought I was going to be sick of these two guys going at it by now, and I'm just not.
No.
I always think I am every time I hear that they're going into another match, and then I'm proven wrong when they make it a great match. And this is the best match they've had so far. I'm
kind of bummed out that the rivalry's done. I was kind of hoping, even though I picked AJ to win this, I was kind of hoping Shinsuke would win, just for the fact that it would have kept the rivalry going through the summer. But it didn't happen that way.
That's fine.
But the storytelling in this, again, was off the charts.
Yeah, top notch.
I mean, it gave me a really, it had a really personal feel to it. It gave me a Triple H Shawn Michaels feel. And that may just be me personally. It wasn't that personal.
Yeah.
It wasn't that personal as Shawn Michaels and Triple H always were, but it was still, there was a very personal feel to it that when AJ hit the last little blow at the end of the match before he did the phenomenal forearm through the announce table, it was just like, that was the arch of the story. And it was like,
I can see where you're coming from.
We were at the very pinnacle of this story, and I was like, okay.
Got to plunge down that first hill.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was great.
Let's go down the roller coaster and take the picture now.
Yeah.
I got my own. Woo!
Yeah, it was cool. I'm glad AJ walked away with the win. Nakamura could have used it, but I mean, at this point, I don't know that he's going to get it. We'll have to see what happens later. But...
can we talk about Elias versus Seth Rollins? What a great match that was.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly
really
good match.
liked it.
Yeah. I really think Seth has this thing now where he can make a great match with anyone.
Seth Rollins versus inflated Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, it was really good.
That's what the match was.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
But
it was freaking good.
Yeah, I didn't expect as much from Elias, but he really came out.
I really thought that it was going to be more of a paint by numbers type match, like we would see on Raw. And I thought Seth was going to easily pick up the win with the stomp, and he didn't.
Yeah.
It looked for quite a couple times with Seth selling the knee and Seth selling his head and neck. It really looked like Elias had a chance of winning it, which, going into this, even after I made my prediction and tried to change my prediction, I really didn't think Elias had a chance, and it really made me believe that he did. So WWE, you did your job for me at least. You made me suspend my disbelief.
Yeah, well, Seth and Elias, I think we don't even have to put that on WWE. We can put that on those two wrestlers because they really tore the house down. And the match ended up, Seth ended up picking up the win after he was kind of rolled up in this weird pin thing with Elias, and he was able to reverse it and just pick up the win on that.
He pulled the tights.
Yeah,
he won dirty.
He did. But he won with an injury.
Yeah.
An injury.
So.
But yeah, it was good.
Very good match.
Yeah. Women's championship?
Women's championship.
And I think we can hit in the Raw afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. The women's championship match between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't, fantastic, but it did what it needed to do, I think. Nia looked surprisingly competent, which was weird. I didn't expect it. Ronda, she looked fine. She was bumping well. She was selling well, but she didn't get in a whole lot of offense. She was able to get like a judo flip in on Nia, which was pretty impressive. And a couple of other small things, but nothing over the top. Long story short,
she worked the arm, and then eventually got Nia down into what looked like was going to be the arm bar, the arm breaker, the arm bar.
Yeah.
Breaker.
The arm bar.
Yeah, the arm bar. She And we saw on Raw the week before that once Ronda got Nia in the armbar, she was going to tap out immediately because she did on Raw. So I expected that as soon as she yanked that arm back, she was tapping, it's over. So I was convinced we have a new women's champion. And we did.
We did. Because Alexa Bliss would come out. Alexa Bliss, yes. Alexa Bliss would come out and hit Ronda Rousey with the briefcase. Getting...
What a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, Ronda Rousey ended up winning the match, but she didn't win the championship because it was via disqualification.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Helped me keep my title.
Yeah. She ended up beating Ronda with the briefcase. She ended up beating Nia, and then she cashed in her Money in the Bank and would defeat Nia with a Twisted Bliss to become the new Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Money in the Bank time wasn't very long for her.
Very short-lived, but worked in her favor.
Yeah, and I think that the reason they did that is because you can't have both Money in the Bank briefcases on Raw.
It's not necessary.
No, they don't want to do that way, and I think that's good. That's smart booking, considering her and Strowman both won the Mixed Match Challenge couple.
I didn't even think about that,
They won.
To be honest.
Yeah, they won respective Money in the Bank matches. Interesting, yeah. But that's pretty much it for Money in the Bank, I think.
Yeah.
That I want to talk about.
That's
anyway.
all I'm caring to speak about. So Money in the Bank, great show.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It was a good pay-per-view coming in off of TakeOver. TakeOver was better, but Money in the Bank stepped it up with the main roster, and they actually performed really well. Yeah, I liked it. I'm good for it.
We didn't talk about the shit that we didn't really care for, but that's because we didn't really care for it, and you probably didn't either.
You think that's something? Wait to see how short we talk about Raw here.
Okay, so Raw, I think there's like 2 segments we want to talk about here. Maybe 3. Maybe 3 things in total. So first off, the night started out. You had Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss wanted to be coronated as the new champion, if you will, by Kurt Angle. She came out after Kurt Angle introduced her, and Kurt Angle just kind of threw the championship to her and was like, "Here you go." And she was like, "Wow, okay, dick." And then not long after she was talking about how great she is, Ronda Rousey came out to confront her.
Yeah, because she attacked her. It makes sense. She cost her the women's championship. Alexa would, in the end, eventually just call Ronda a overhyped rookie.
Contact or device do you want to call?
Alexa, stop.
Thank you.
Miss Bliss would call Ronda Rousey an overhyped rookie, which obviously irritated Ronda Rousey, and she would attack Alexa Bliss.
The goddess.
The goddess.
Don't say that name, Travis.
Sorry. I gotta learn to unplug that fucking thing.
Yeah. So yeah, she was beating the crap out of Miss Bliss, and the women's champion was taking a pounding.
Quite.
And then Kurt Angle tried to pull her off.
You can't pull off a woman.
Tried to pull her off, and then Kurt Angle got a judo toss for his troubles, and he was like, "Yo, what the hell? I'm just doing my job."
Ronda then grabbed the briefcase and would attack the Raw Women's Champion with the briefcase, and then would attack General Manager Kurt Angle with the briefcase. And you could kind of hear her at some point. She's like, "What the hell?
You're supposed to be my friend."
Yeah, like, what the hell? I thought we were cool.
She was doing the Batista.
Yeah, she pulled the whole Batista.
You're supposed to be my friend.
Yeah. And then some referees would come out to try and break it up, and Ronda's like, "Fuck this shit," and
kicked him in the dick.
Yeah, she just started beating up officials.
Kicked him in the stomach.
Yeah, Ronda looks strong, but now she's suspended for 30 days.
Serves her right.
What
a jerk.
To come in full time, and we're told she's going to work full time, and now she's not going to be working full time.
Damn right she shouldn't. She should be fired for her actions.
God damn you, you're a dick.
After this, we had my favorite part of Raw. Seth Rollins came out and issued an open challenge, even after his huge match with Elias at Money in the Bank. And who would answer the open challenge but
someone who's here to show the world?
Ziggy Mac. Ziggy Mac came out.
Half of Ziggy.
No, Ziggy Mac came out.
But they didn't both answer the challenge.
We didn't know who answered the challenge at first because they showed nameplates for both of them. And then Drew gave him the pat on the back, and Ziggler got in the ring to take on the Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins.
And I didn't get to see a whole lot of this match. I wasn't home when I needed to be home, so I just kind of saw the recap video on YouTube. But from what I could tell, they put a pretty good amount of it online. It was actually really good. It was good wrestling.
It was. Very good match with a very, very surprising ending.
Yeah, quite. They would kind of go into the same thing. Dolph was flung into the ropes there, it seemed, or somehow he ended up into the ropes, where it looked like Drew McIntyre was waiting to attack Rollins, but he paused and held off on attacking Dolph Ziggler when Rollins would roll him up from behind, get a 2 count, and just like they did at Money in the Bank, except for this time the roles were reversed, Ziggler would reverse that pin into another roll-up of his own, pull the tights, and get the 3 count on Seth Rollins, becoming the new Intercontinental Champion.
What I thought was really interesting is Seth Rollins also pulled the tights again. It looked like he was going to get another cheap win, which was like,
I think that's one of those weird pins, too, where like you can't really not pull the tights.
You can, because you can hold the legs.
I guess you could, but that seems a lot harder to balance.
And then later on in the night, Elias talked about how Seth Rollins only beat him because he cheated, but he got what he deserved. But yeah, really surprising title change on Raw.
Yeah. Now, for me, it was funny because like I said, I didn't get to really watch the first bit of Raw, and John had texted me saying, "This is really good. You need to be watching this." And I'm like, huh. So I turned it on, and everything else sucked. Everything, like the first hour must have been fucking great, but the last 2 sucked balls.
Yeah, we had like Travis's least favorite wrestler versus my least favorite wrestler.
God damn it. No Way Jose versus Mojo Rawley.
I fucking hate Mojo Rawley.
I fucking hate No Way Jose.
We fucking hate those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad I got to see No Way Jose lose a match, but I'm sad that it was to Mojo Rawley, of all fucking people.
Let us know your feelings on Mojo Rawley and No Way Jose in the comments below.
Yeah, please do.
Unless it's that you like them, then you can fuck off.
Yeah, but I mean, the rest of the show didn't really do shit for me. The ending was kind of surprising, which we had some confrontation earlier between Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman. Kevin was kind of trying to befriend Strowman, and he didn't want that. But what we ended up seeing later was Finn Balor talking with Kurt Angle, trying to get into this gauntlet match, this multi-man match for Extreme Rules.
Multi-man match, not a gauntlet.
Sorry, this multi-man match for Extreme Rules that will determine the #1 contender for the Universal Championship.
And Brock Lesnar's coming back. We know that. He's coming back
we just
at
don't know
some
when.
point.
We speculate SummerSlam, but who really knows? But Constable Corbin was kind of like, well, what the hell makes you think that you should be in this match? And then Kevin Owens comes up for something, and then Strowman's behind there and all this stuff. So we got a tag match main event between Constable Corbin and Kevin Owens taking on Finn Balor and Braun Strowman. And a very injured Kevin Owens, might I add, from Money in the Bank. And let's just skip forward to it. Constable Corbin essentially won a handicap match between himself taking on Braun Strowman and Finn Balor.
I don't know who the fuck booked this, but I was surprised.
Yeah, Corbin looked strong.
I don't know
the whole time.
I don't know if I would say pleasantly surprised, because I mean, I really don't like the
differently surprised.
I don't like the Constable Corbin wrestling as Corporate Corbin. I don't like him wrestling in the suit pants and stuff. I wish he would have changed into his gear to wrestle, and we didn't have the Kane thing all over again. But yeah, he looked surprisingly strong, and he picked up the win by pinning Finn Balor after the end of days.
End of days, yeah.
So very, very strange ending to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, whatever though.
Gosh darn, Travis. There's a lot of gosh darn wrestling we're talking about right now.
It sure is. Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn.
Yeah.
Which takes us into gosh darn SmackDown Live.
Yep. And not a whole lot really went on until
La Resistance made their triumphant return against the Bludgeon Brothers.
Nope.
Just making sure they're still paying attention.
I barely am. So if you are, power to you. But
he can't even speak anymore.
No, I can't.
Power to you.
Power to you. So it started out with like a thing with Carmella, Asuka, James Ellsworth. Moving on. What? I don't even remember. Not much.
Sanity made their debut.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be a match against the Usos, but instead Sanity just came out and beat the shit out of the Usos, which is fine. But Sanity is now here on SmackDown, so that's a good thing.
I think we know who our next opponents for the Bludgeon Brothers will probably be.
Probably. Which, speaking of the Bludgeon Brothers, they again defended their tag team championships successfully against Gallows and Anderson. And as they were leaving, Daniel Bryan would make his way out for the main event, which would be a 5-man gauntlet match to determine the number one contender for AJ Styles' WWE Championship at Extreme Rules.
That's a mouthful.
It sure was.
Mouthful of grape.
I don't want to be grape.
Nope.
Yeah, but so they had a weird little encounter there. Daniel Bryan's music actually stopped, and then it resumed playing again after he was done, and then just finished his entrance as normal.
Very strange.
Very.
I was like, what the hell is this about? Okay.
But the gauntlet match would go on, and we had a pretty good start, which was Daniel Bryan versus Big E, and they put on a pretty damn good match.
Yeah, they did.
However, Daniel Bryan would be victorious.
With the knee plus.
Yes, which would bring out Samoa Joe, where once again, Daniel Bryan would be victorious after him and Joe were on the outside of the ring. It looked like he was attempting to kind of put him to sleep.
Yeah, he had the coquina clutch sort of locked in.
Yeah, but at around the count of 8, maybe, Daniel Bryan was able to slip out and run back into the ring. Joe didn't make it back in time, so he was counted out.
And at this point, I was very shocked because I kind of thought that Joe was going to win this.
Yeah, so did I. But then the Bludgeon Brothers would come out and attack Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
They gave him the powerbomb thing that they do, which would then leave him prey for The Miz, who would come out, hit him with a skull-crushing finale, and pin him to eliminate Daniel Bryan from this gauntlet match.
Right. Which led us to the end of the match.
Yeah,
right?
Where The Miz would face off against Rusev.
And what a surprising ending this match had. We're getting a lot of surprising endings between Raw and SmackDown this week.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm excited about it, though. Different is good. I like different, so keep that coming.
Rusev beat The Miz clean with the accolade.
He did, making him the new number one contender for the WWE Championship, where he will face AJ Styles at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, and our friend Chad, he hates Rusev, so take that, Chad.
Yeah, pure fucking jobber, huh? You prick.
Fuck Chad.
Fuck him. You remember Chad? We talked about him once before.
Here he is,
Fuck
right
Chad.
here. Fuck Chad.
Fuck Chad. Piece of shit.
And that was how SmackDown went off the air.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. AJ Styles came out afterwards and shook hands with Rusev. Then Aiden English came up and looked like he wanted to shake his hand, and then AJ Styles gave him one of these.
Yeah, good old fist.
Boom! And punched him in the jaw, and that's how SmackDown went off the air.
Yeah.
So we have our WWE Championship match set for Extreme Rules. Again, Rusev taking on AJ Styles for the WWE title.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, this week kind of has me excited for next week, just because it was not necessarily great, but it was unpredictable, and I like unpredictability.
I hope they keep the unpredictability up. I don't hold out a ton of hope for that, but
once they start building in the stories, it's going to be tougher too. But
anything can happen in the WWE.
It can. However, with all that said, that was a lot of fucking wrestling. So
thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, if you did.
Yep.
If you started in the first place, who knows?
And I think in the near future we'll probably have another giveaway. Again, congratulations to Jim Hayes on winning our last giveaway.
Yeah, we apologize for the late stuff here, but we are working on getting everything shipped out to you as soon as possible. Should be shipped out by the end of the week. We'll keep you posted.
Absolutely.
But with all that said, you can follow us on social media at IAW Wrestling on both Instagram and Twitter, or on Facebook.com/it'sawork. Back to that. Yeah. You can also
like, share, and subscribe.
That's it.
And click the bell icon to get notified of all of our future content.
It's true. I'm Travis.
And I've been John.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, we will.